Well, it's not hard to say, but it's not the only kind of extremism we face. I would recommend to folks looking at this administration's counterterrorism record, I would remind people that more terrorists who claim to do acts of violence in the name of Islam have been taken off the battlefield in this administration than under any previous one because of our counterterrorism operations and our efforts that we've put in place. But that's not the only way that you counter this kind of extremism. Much of it Islamic, you're absolutely right, but some of it not. So we're going to focus on all the different kinds of extremism with a heavy focus on people who do this in the name of Islam. We would say falsely in the name of Islam, but there are other forms of extremism that are also important.
Falsely in the name of Islam? That's Marie Harf, State Department spokesperson. Just like Josh Earnest, just like the president, they won't say Islamic terror. All that they wanted to know on Fox was, why won't you say the phrase? You talk about this summit coming out, and you're going to talk about all forms of violent extremism. So why won't you say Islamic terror? And they won't say the words. And she tap dances, and oh, Obama's doing such a great job. Don't forget, September 10, 2014, Barack Obama used Yemen and our policy in fighting terrorism. When he was talking about what we were going to do with ISIS, he pointed to what we've done with Yemen as a success. Well, Yemen just sponsored, bankrolled, and financed this attack in France. Good job, Commander-in-Chief. I mean, this is insane. And they kept trying. Here's more.
Well, look, there are people out there who want to kill other people in the name of a variety of causes. Of course, Martha, we are most focused on people doing this in the name of Islam. As we've talked about with ISIL, part of our strategy to counter this extremism is to have other moderate Muslim voices stand up and say they don't represent our religion. They speak for their religion more than we do, certainly, and we need those voices to stand up in addition to all of the other efforts we're undertaking.
Oh, isn't that lovely? Did you know that there are people killed for a variety of causes? Really? See, I haven't really heard. I haven't heard the causes. We committed this act of terror for Jesus? Haven't heard it. We committed this act of terror for Hashem? Haven't heard it. We committed this act of terror in the name of the Ohio State Buckeyes? Haven't heard it. We commit this act of terror because we don't like the name Washington Redskins? Haven't heard it. Where are the variety? Variety. Variety. Such a happy word. Ooh, let's get a six-pack of, let's get a variety of appetizers. A variety of causes why terrorists kill. A variety. Could she name one? No. More.
Well, I think when you hear the president, who's talked about our counterterrorism operations, as have people like John Brennan, the director of the CIA, the director of national intelligence, they very clearly said that we have had some success against al-Qaeda core, naming specific leaders we've taken off the battlefield, against AQAP, naming specific leaders we've taken off the battlefield. But more broadly speaking, it's bigger than that. So talking about how you counter this extremist narrative, that's a tougher challenge, but it's one we're very committed to, certainly. And I think other countries around the world look at the U.S. and the success we have had and how aggressive we have been, and they know how committed we are to it.
Yeah, all right. Please. You won't identify the problem. I have no love for the president of France. I think he's got a lot of problems with Jews. Wanting to keep Benjamin Netanyahu away was despicable. But at least he says we're at war with radical Islam. Obama will never say it.
I think all of these leaders have made very clear the serious threats we face. If you look at the president's speech at West Point, if you look at the things Secretary Kerry has said, it's not as easy as defining it the way you just did. We have to look at each threat individually. All of those threats you just mentioned are from different groups in different places,
but do you believe,
and you counter them in different ways.
Do you believe that there is a common thread in everything that I just mentioned? Is there a common thread?
I think that's a little overly simplistic, to be honest with you, Martha. I think you have to look, if you talk about Boko Haram, yes, they claim to be acting in the name of Islam, but you counter them in a very different way. You counter a sleeper cell, like we saw in Paris or in Sydney, or how you counter AQAP or al-Qaeda core. How you talk about these groups is different in terms of combating them based on where they are and the threat they pose and how you fight them.
She wasn't asking how you counter them. She was saying, aren't they all Islamic? Answer the question, which you're incapable of doing because you won't do it because you don't want to do it. Your Newsmax Now updates next.